Hey, what's up? John Sonmez here from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got this question on the Simple Programmer Facebook group. Right now, the only way to get on there is through the Patreon page. I'm going to change that. We're going to actually have like a real launch of and have like a real Simple Programmer community at some point. Just letting you guys know. Don't bug me about it. I'll let you know. We're working on this stuff. I want to have something really cool. But I got this on the Facebook group from someone who asked about the Pomodoro technique. And this is one of those things I talk about a lot. I have a video on how I plan my week, and I use the Pomodoro technique to do that and to do my activities and to get a lot done. I get a lot of shit done. You can also find that in my soft skills software developer's life manual book, but I'm not going to get into details here. Instead, I want to answer this question that I thought was good because, you know, obviously my work is different than a lot of people's work. I mean, a lot of you are sitting in a cubicle and you're, you know, got the headphones on so your boss doesn't hear all the profanity on my YouTube videos. But all right, so this question says, anyone here using Pomodoro technique on billable time? I work for a consulting firm where I'm expected to put in 7 billable hours per day. That's basically 14 Pomodoros, and I'm finding that I'm really struggling to hit that without getting burnt out. I don't know why, but it seems like when I get to get to 14, it's never by 5 p.m. It's always like 7 or 8 at night. I work remotely from home, and I'll be honest, it's becoming a real drag. I'm trying to discipline myself to do better, but it's difficult to do day in and day out. My girlfriend is starting to get irritated because we never spend time together, and my workout schedule is suffering as well. I've tried doing only 10 Pomodoros, but then not only do I feel like I'm cheating our customers who get invoiced for my time, but I don't have enough work completed to show at the end of the day. I'd love to hear from anyone else who has experience with this. So, okay, I'm going to have to tell you, as far as 14 Pomodoros in a day, okay, you've got this wrong here, okay? So here's the thing. 14 Pomodoros in a day is a ridiculous amount, okay? That's 7 hours of solid work, of focused work. That's superhuman. That's superhuman. Now, at my best, at my peak, I was probably hitting around 12 to 14 Pomodoros a day, but I was working like, you know, my regular 8-hour day plus another probably 6 hours on top of that. So I was working ridiculous hours, and I was super motivated to like get shit done, and it was hard, and I couldn't sustain that pace for very long. What I found on average, like I would find that when I would work more than 10 Pomodoros a day, Pomodori a day, because it's an Italian word, plural for tomatoes. Okay, so when I would do that, I would crash and burn like the next week, and I would average out to 10 or the next day. So 10 seems to be the magic number, right? Trying to do more than 10 Pomodori a day seems to be really, really difficult, okay? And the reason for this is because it's focused work. Because when you do a Pomodoro, it's supposed to be 25 minutes of focused work and 5-minute breaks. So focused work takes a lot out of you. You can only do so much. There's plenty of people that, I'm not going to quote all the quotes and stuff, but 4 hours a day is what most people can sustain, like 4 hours of focused work, right? So that's 8 Pomodori, okay? So that's like Stephen King sits and writes for 4 hours a day, if I remember correctly. A lot of famous authors, they only work for 4 hours of focused work. Now they might do some other stuff, but you can only really expect to get out of yourself 4 to 5 hours at the most of focused work. So what I'd say in this case is, like, if you're working on billable time, don't base it on Pomodori, right? So base it on the time that you spend, because there's going to be time, again, Pomodori time is not time that you spend thinking about a subject and, you know, and walking and getting ideas, right? Which you might need to do, and that might be billable time for your client, honestly, like, or sitting down and trying to debug something, right? Those might not count as Pomodori in that case. So I wouldn't be so meticulous about hitting this number and translating it to billable time, right? I would say that it's probably a 1-to-1 ratio. So what I would say is that if you do 4 hours worth of Pomodori, of focus time, that's probably 8 hours of actual billable time within there, because you're going to have other tasks and other things, and you're not going to be able to focus on that. But that's about how I would put it. If you're actually only billing for Pomodori time, you should be billing a whole fucking lot per hour, because that's going to be really, really hard to do. You see what I'm saying? It's extreme, and plus you're not going to be doing anything else, right? You need to be spending some Pomodoros every day, some Pomodori every day, on your own shit, on your own side projects, on building your own stuff. You don't want to just work for your clients and work for someone else. You want to actually build your own business, build your own side projects, do your own stuff. Again, if your workout routine is suffering, if your relationships are suffering, this is not the price that you want to pay for someone else's empire. right? For your empire, sure. You know, for my empire, I will fucking sacrifice and I will do what needs to be done, right? And I will pay the consequences of that. But to build someone else's empire, I'm not losing my girlfriend. I'm not losing my physique. I'm not losing any of this stuff, okay? I will do hard work and I will do a good job for them and I will be the best fucking employee they've ever had. But I'm not sacrificing all that stuff. So my basic answer here is yes, you can do the Pomodoro technique, but just have a quota of, like, honestly, forget 10. Forget 10. Let's go with 8 for client work, right? And call that good. And then you'll fill in the gaps. And you're not cheating anyone. I mean, most people are not even putting in that kind of work, okay? And again, I'm not saying compare yourself to others, but I'm just saying that most people are not putting in 4 hours of focus work on client work, and they're billing for it, right? And they're billing for more than that. So if you can do that 1-to-1 ratio, if you do 8 Pomodori, right? In fact, maybe in a day, right? If you do 10 Pomodoro, like, just assume that you can only do 10 at the max, maybe 12, okay? If you're really in overdrive mode, you're trying to get shit started, right? You're in grind mode, trying to build up your own business. But, you know, you got to divide that out and say, okay, I'm going to spend like 6 or 8 Pomodori working on client stuff for my work. I'm still going to get stuff done. I'm still working my 8 hours, clocked in at 8 hours, but, you know, some of this is not going to be focused, really Pomodori type of mental focus tasks, okay? And then I'm reserving another 2 Pomodori or 4 Pomodori for my own side project stuff that I'm working on, that I'm building my own empire, right? You've got to have that balance. Otherwise, it's going to be a nightmare for you. You can't just, you know, I always advocate using the Pomodoro technique at work because it makes sense. But again, it should be like a 1-to-1 ratio. You cannot sit there at a desk all day and work continuously for 8 hours. That's absolutely ridiculous. No one expects that. And if you do that, you will not only burn yourself out, right? I'm a big believer in burnout being bullshit. But in that case, yes, you will burn yourself out. But you're not going to build anything for yourself, and you're not going to get any extra benefits or rewards for doing that. No one's going to pat you on the back and give you a promotion just because you're so focused. You can achieve this. Plus, you're gonna lose that focus, right? You just can't hold that focus for that long and be productive, right? You're going to be cheating the system. It'd be better to have just, you know, 4 pure Pomodori in a day, or, you know, 6 or 8, than to do 10 or 12 or 14 of them and have some of them be half-ass and just burn out and all that. So anyway, that's my opinion on that. I think that, you know, it's noble, right? You want to do the right thing, and that's great, but just be aware of the limits. Like, your brain is only going to be able to process so much. And if you limit it, then you work on the important stuff, right? So if you've only got 4 or 5 hours of focused work, you got to decide how you're going to spend those, right? If I have 10 hours in a day, I cannot work focused for 10 hours. It's just not possible unless maybe I have like a super drug from like that movie Limitless, but I don't have that drug, okay? And some of you are going to say Adderall. No, come on. Let's not use crutches, okay? All right, that's all I got for you today. If you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button below. Click the bell so you don't miss any videos. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.